Good morning, friends. Welcome back to my channel QA Leaders. I hope you all are doing good. So today I am going to talk about one of the most important topic, that is types of communication skills. So here in this video, I'll take you through about the all types of communication skills like verbal communication, non-verbal communication, written communication. Along with that, we'll have deep dive into about each type of communication improvement plan of action. So let's move forward and see the agenda first. First of all, we'll discuss about different types of communication skills. Then we'll talk about strategic tips for building communication skills. Later, we'll talk about how to improve verbal communication, non-verbal communication, and written communication. So here, uh, let me discuss the different types of communications. Communication is considered one of the most important interpersonal skills or how we interact with other people. There are three main types of communication skills as mentioned. Let me talk about each type of communication in details. What is verbal communication? Verbal communication is when you are talking to other people, whether it's face to face, on a video call, or over the phone. Your choice of words matter a lot, but so do smaller detail like the tone of your voice and the timing of when you say something. Non-verbal. Non-verbal communication, also referred to a body language, is what people see when you are looking at you during a conversation, either face to face or video. It's your facial expressions, eye contact, and the positions of your body. You might not realize that your body language is saying, I don't want to be talking to you right now, even if it's an important meeting or conversation. Written communication, these days written communication mostly show up in emails and chat messages, including an email to your a partner or customer service email for work. This can also include chat platforms like WhatsApp, Google Chat, Facebook Messenger, or Slack. If you are managing a remote team, it's important for your written communication skill to be on top point. Let me discuss some of strategic tips for building communication skills. So first point is be an active listener. Even you are a great listener, I guarantee there is still some of areas where you can improve. A great way to find your weak spot is to look at the active listening model. The concept of active listening means that you are involved and engaged in what the other person is saying, as opposed to being passive and letting the conversation pass you by. There is no single model, but your research will turn up the same ideas, including pay attention when someone else has something to say, ask them open ended questions so that you can get an idea of what they want, ask probing questions if there are specific things you would like to learn about, request clarification on anything you are uncertain about, paraphrase what they said and repeat it back to them so you can be sure you understood them correctly. Be attuned to their feelings and your own to make sure everyone's needs are being met. Summarize the end of your interaction to everyone has the same takeaways, and next steps. And also look at the image of 7 key active listening skills. Let's move forward on the next strategic tip, that is, share your thoughts. Speak up about your thoughts and ideas. Just like it's important to understand what others are seeking, make sure that you are expressing your own needs. Nobody will ever know if you don't tell them, right? This communication skill is especially important if you are a leader, because what you say is setting the stage for your team to follow. If you are an open and honest communicator, you are setting an example for everyone else to do the same. They will be more willing to collaborate with others, to compromise when it's necessary, and face difficult situation with an open mind and confidence that things will work out in the end. Move to the next strategic tip. Don't be judgmental. Please don't be judgmental about any meeting, any individual. Don't prejudge or don't be judgmental. Try to not make assumptions. It can be easy to assume that you know what someone else wants, but this is a huge cause of misunderstandings and a reason that misunderstanding can be escalated into conflict. That's where the active listening model can save the time. Part of great communication skills means having empathy. Try to understand what's going on in the other person's head. This is important because what you say is not always a completely accurate representation of what we really want, especially in a complicated situation or one where it's easy to get overwhelmed or embarrassed. It's common that we try to rescue or hide our real needs. When you say questions, listen closely. When you ask questions, listen closely to answers and repeat back what you think they want. You are playing a big role in minimizing misunderstandings and lowering the risk of conflict. So, point number 4 is practice self awareness, especially during tough conversations. People with advanced communication skills have a solid grasp on their own emotions. They know how to control them when they are upset or overexcited, and they don't let them take over the conversation or cause unnecessary drama. It's important to stay level headed when you are reacting to something you don't like. If you feel your heart start thumps or your face start to get hot, take a break. Try to find some alone time where you can calm yourself down. Another key part of self awareness is being able to admit when you are wrong. It might feel like a huge blow to your ego, but trust me, you will likely find that by admitting mistakes and trying your best to prevent them moving forward, you will build respect and integrity in your eyes of your loved ones and colleagues. The final strategic point is don't be accusatory when raising an issue. Don't shout. Uh, Tough situations are bound to happen, even if you feel like someone did something that was completely wrong. Keep your cool when you have the discussion. If you start the conversation with an accusation that something is their fault. It's practically an invitation for a fight. Our natural reaction of accusation is to get defensive, and nothing good comes from that conversation. So, here I am going to talk about how to improve verbal communication. So, first of all, look at the image and find out all those basic verbal communication guidance. Now, let me see and discuss about how to improve our communication skills. So, be brief and clear. Have you ever sat through a co-worker's long and winding story where when you have lot of work to finish, it's rough. Try to get the main points quickly, so that you are not that person. Don't afraid of silence every now and then. It can seem like silence is unbreakable, but it's not always a bad thing. Don't start blabbering just for a sake of eliminating silence. It's hard, but fight and urge. Your partner and colleagues will thank you when you have a grasp of on it's okay to be quiet. Find a brace if you need to change the subject. Changing the subject trackfully is an art. Try looking for a bridge that you can connect where the conversation is now and where you want to be, where it to be. Use connecting phrases like the important things is, or I agree with you, but, or here is what I do know. Get rid of those fumble points. This feels like common sense, but the average person uses fillers way more than they think they do. Try recording yourself in a presentation and listen back to for how often you say them. Then moving forward, stay mindful of the fillers and speak more slowly, so that you have time to think ahead. Plan and practice where you will say what you will say. Of course, there are a lot of impromptu conversations where you don't have the opportunity to plan and practice, but when you have chance, take even 30 seconds to go over your key pointers. This can work wonders for your communication skills. Let's move to the second, how to improve non verbal communication. Make eye contact while someone is talking to you. This is the number of tip for showing someone that you are paying attention to what they have to say. Hold from your eye contact, but don't get creepy. There is a fine line here. Avoid forgetting or distracting movements. Don't read just in your chair 7 times. Don't click your pen open and close over and over. Don't shuffle through your papers during a board meeting, or click through your browser's tabs during a Zoom call. Keep good posture. Another one of those tip that means obvious, but is surprisingly easy to overlook. When I was working on mastering this, A non-verbal communication skill. I set an alarm to go off every 30 minutes that said posture. Most of the time, I was s- slouching. Don't cross your arms. Some people think this is a power pose. This might be true in some situation, but in other, it makes you look blocked off from the other person. It can give the impression that you can't wait to get out of there, which is not helpful for good conversation. Pay attention to some causes from others. Non-verbal cause might be unintentional, but they are oftenly intentional too. If your coworker is not making eye contact or constantly fidgeting, ask yourself, it might be a reaction to you telling a story that is too long, or bugging them when they are busy. Now let's talk about the last communication skill, that is how to improve written communication skill. Never respond to message when you are upset. If you feel that your mood is not up to the mark and suddenly you are getting multiple mails, so just because of hurry up mode, you don't try to reply. Think about, first of all, read all those messages, email in a good mood and try to reply accordingly. So that, because in upset mode you might write some negative word or whatever is not fit into the that email or message. So always keep cool whenever you are responding in written. Have you ever sent an email when you are mad, then later and come back to it and thought, it, damn it, why did I say that? I have been there. And if you get a message that upsets you, take a 5 or 10 minutes break to cool down before you respond. This can work wonders for your relationship. Write descriptive title and email subject line. How annoying is it to get an email that say no subject? Title your email as succinctly and specifically as possible. Tell them exactly what is contents. Instead of meeting, try to a subject line, request for reschedule our 2 p.m. meeting to 3 p.m. Use active voice. You might remember hearing this tip a lot in school. Instead of saying the paperwork was filed, say I filed the paperwork. This helps to get rid of any confusion about how things are setting done. In addition to being a more clear, active voice is more engaging for your message recipients. Keep your words and sentences simple. A general rule is that your sentences should not be longer than 2 lines long. Look for opportunity to cut them in half or make them shorter. You should also try to avoid over uh, comp- uh, complicating your writing with big words that some people might not understand. Keep it short and sweet. Similarly to not telling a long and winding story, a face to face or long and winding email is not most enjoyable experience, either in addition to making others feel like you are wasting their time, it also boosts the chances that you will miss important details because they skimmed over them or flat out did not read them. So thank you so much, and I'm hoping that this session is going to help you to improve your daily communications. It doesn't matter you are in the office or you are in your personal life. The If you keep all those pointers in mind, then definitely it will help you to become a good communicator. Thank you so much.